University as a senior assistant professor in the School of Pharmacy. Uh, as you can see, they see that this is the PPT of the evaporation process. So I will discuss today. I will discuss about the evaporation, the whole introduction of evaporation, the factors, the applications, and the types of the classification of evaporators that are used for the evaporation processes. So this is on the evaporation process, and this is a topic of this is a topic for the B Farm second year student that belongs to the pharmaceutical engineering subject, that is of B Farm second year student. So the evaporation, first we discuss about the evaporation process. Evaporation is a process of vaporizing large quantities of volatile liquid to get a concentrated product, as you can see in the PPT. Equipments used for the evaporation that are known as evaporators, and heat is supplied to the evaporator, which transmit it to the evaporating liquid so as to provide the latent heat of vaporization. Steam is normally used as a source of heat, and evaporation is a surface phenomenon, that is, the mass transfer takes place from the surface. Thus, no boiling occurs. In practice, the surface evaporation is slow. Therefore, the practical definition of evaporation is the removal of solvent from the solution by boiling the liquor in a suitable vessel and the withdrawing the vapor, leaving a concentrated liquid residue in the vessel. Evaporation sometimes overlap with other heat processes, though some differences can be drawn. So the applications, if we discuss about the objective of the evaporation process, so objectives, there are three objectives, like to concentrate solution by removing the vapor from a boiling liquid solution, and in the majority of cases the evaporation refers to the removal of water from an aqueous solution. Third one is the evaporation process to evaporate sea water to provide the drinking water have been developed and used. So applications, if we discuss about the applications of the evaporation process, so there are so many applications, like the manufacture of bulk drugs. The evaporation process is used in pharmaceutical practice, the pharmaceutical industries, and the chemical industries. The manufacture of biological products. The evaporation is used in the manufacture of biological products such as insulin, biochemical products, that is the penicillin, and the plant products. The preparation of blood products such as blood plasma and serum involves evaporation. Enzymes, hormones, and antibiotics are prepared. The other one is the miscellaneous applications, like water containing minerals is subjected to evaporation to get demineralized water after condensation. The water so obtained is used for human consumption and for special processes. And the other applications, like the industrial applications, include many printing and coating processes, and the recovering salt from solution, and drying a variety of materials such as lumber, paper, cloth, and chemicals. In the manufacture of bulk drugs, particularly in pharmaceutical industries, and the pharmaceutical herbal extraction in the herbal industry. So these are the applications of the evaporation process. Next, the factors. The rate of evaporation depends upon the several factors, like the temperature. The higher the temperature, the greater the value of B, that is the evaporation, and at a given temperature, the some molecules possess higher kinetic energy than average, while others have lower than average kinetic energy. Fast moving molecules escape from the surface of the liquid into vapor, while slow moving ones remain behind. When temperature of the liquid is raised, more molecules acquire sufficient kinetic energy and escape from the surface to vapor state. This is the situation below the boiling point of the liquid. Below boiling point, vapor is formed from the surface only. At the boiling point, the vapor is formed throughout the body of the liquid as well as from surface. Next one is a vapor pressure. The rate of evaporation is directly proportional to the vapor pressure of the liquid. The lower the vapor pressure, the nature of the liquid is also important for the rate of evaporation. Liquids with low boiling points evaporate quickly because of high pressure at lower temperatures. If the outer atmosphere is dry, the value of B will be low, and hence the greater the evaporation. If the vapor of the liquid is removed as soon as it is formed, the space above the liquid does not become saturated with the vapor. Hence, evaporation proceeds faster. Third one is the surface area. The greater the surface area of the liquid, the greater will be the evaporation. For this reason, evaporation is conducted in evaporators with larger heating surface. Next one is the moisture content of the feed. Some drug constituents undergo hydrolysis readily in presence of moisture at high temperatures. To prevent decomposition, the material is exposed to lower temperature initially, then exposed to higher temperature for final concentration. For example, the dry extract of belladonna is prepared in this manner. Next one is the type of product required. The type of product required sometimes decides the apparatus for evaporation. Open pan produces liquids or dry concentrate. Film evaporator yields liquid concentrate. Spray dryer products dry products with good solubility. Vacuum evaporator gives porous products suitable for conversion to granules. For example, the preparation of granular extract of cascara for tablet making. Next one is a time of evaporation. If the time of exposure is longer, greater will be the evaporation, provided the constituents are thermostable. The exposure of the drug to a relatively high temperature for a short period of time may be less destructive of active principles than a lower temperature with long exposure period. For this reason, film evaporators are used. Next one is a film and deposits. When vegetable extracts are concentrated in a steam pan, a film may be formed on the surface and or precipitated matter may deposit on the heating surface. Film reduces the evaporating surface and precipitated matter hinders the transfer of heat. The economic factors, the economics of labor, fuel, floor, space and materials are of primary considerations. The recovery of solvents and the utilization of waste heat are also important as they involve considerable reduction of cost. For evaporation, heat is necessary to provide the latent heat of vaporization. Hence, the rate of evaporation is controlled by the rate of heat transfer. So, these are the factors that affect the evaporation. Condensation and the other heat processes like if we discuss about the evaporation and the other heat processes, so the evaporation, the residue is a concentrated in the evaporation process, the residue is a concentrated liquid, and the other heat processes, the drying, in the drying process the residue is solid. In the evaporation process, the evaporating liquid is only one component in most of the cases. If we discuss about the distillation process, the evaporating liquid is a combination of two or more components. In the evaporation process, no attempt is made to separate the mixture of vapor, even if any. In the distillation process, it is compulsory to separate each component. In the evaporation process, the purpose of evaporation is to get a concentrated liquid only, but not to get crystals as it happens in some situations. In the crystallization process, the purpose of concentrating the solution is to get crystals. If we differentiate between the evaporation and vaporization process, so the differences are in the evaporation process, as you can see in the PPT, like the process by which liquid changes to its vapor at a temperature below its boiling point, and in the vaporization, the process by which liquid changes to its vapor at its boiling point. In the evaporation process, that takes place at all temperature, and the vaporization that takes place only at its boiling point temperature. In the evaporation, the temperature may changes during evaporation, and in the vaporization, temperature during vaporization does not change. Evaporation is a slow and silent process, and vaporization is a fast and violent process. Evaporation takes place only at the surface of liquids, and vaporization takes place over the entire mass of liquid. In the drying process, the removal of less amount of moisture is required, and in the evaporation process, the removal of large amount of liquids are required. In the drying process, the drying occurs below boiling point, and in evaporation process, evaporation occurs more at boiling point. In the drying process, it is done to get a stable dry product, and in the evaporation process, generally done for concentration. In the drying process, it emphasizes on solid product, and in the evaporation process, it emphasizes on reducing the volume. So these are the this is a simple diagram of the evaporator. Evaporator also contains so many apparatus that is used for the evaporation process. As you can see in the structure, the vapor separator, that is the heat exchanger, and feed in, vapor out, steam in, and condensers, so many. We discuss about the classification of evaporators. So you can see that the evaporators with a heating medium in jacket, that is the steam jacketed kettle, evaporating pan, and the second one is the vapor heated evaporators with a tubular heating process, that is divided into two types, that is the evaporator with tube placed horizontally, example horizontal tube evaporator, and the next one is evaporator with tubes placed vertically. In this, it is subdivided into two parts, that is evaporator with short tubes, that is single effect evaporator, example short tube vertical evaporator, that is also known as standard vertical tube evaporator. Short tube vertical evaporator with propeller, and the basket type evaporator. Next one is the multiple effect evaporator, that is a triple effect evaporator, and second part is evaporator with long tube. It is also subdivided into two parts, that is evaporator with natural circulation, that is a climbing film evaporator, or it is known as a rising film evaporator or falling film evaporator. The last one is evaporator with forced circulation, example the forced circulation evaporator. First one is a steam jacketed kettle. If we discuss the steam jacketed kettle, the steam discuss about of this jacketed kettle. So the steam is supplied to a jacketed kettle, that is evaporating pan, in which aqueous extract is placed and steam gives out heat to the kettle. The heat is transferred to the aqueous extract by conduction and convection. The temperature rises and the escaping tendency of the solvent molecules into the vapor increases. Stirring further enhances the vaporization of solvent molecules. Construction. If we discuss about the construction of steam jacketed kettle or evaporating pan, so it is a hemispherical structure consists of an inner pan called kettle. It is enveloped with an outer pan called jacket, and kettle is made up of a single sheet of metal. Copper is an excellent material for the kettle because of its good conductivity, and tin copper is used for acidic material. Jacket is made up of an iron. If we discuss about the working of the steam jacketed kettle, then aqueous extract to be evaporated is placed in the kettle. The steam is supplied through the inlet, and steam gives out its heat to the contents, and the condensate leaves through the outlet. The contents must be stirred manually for smaller volume and mechanically for larger volumes. Mechanical stirrer is not shown. The rate of evaporation is fast in the initial stage and decreases gradually as the liquids get concentrated. Any room where evaporation is carried by this apparatus must have good ventilation to remove the vapor. Otherwise, the room is quickly filled with a dense fog of condensed vapor and water falls from the roof and runs down the wall. Fans fitted over the pan not only remove the vapor and prevent condensation in the room, but also accelerate the rate of evaporation by quickly removing saturated air from the surface of the liquid. The kettle may be fixed or made to tilt. A kettle of capacity upon about 90 liters may be made to tilt, but above the capacity, the weight of the pan along with its content become too great to tilt. Hence, the bottom outlet is used to collect the concentrated product. Uses are: the evaporating pan is suitable for concentrating aqueous and thermostable liquor, for example, liquorice extract. Advantages are: evaporating pan is constructed both for small scale and large scale operations. It is simple in construction and easy to operate, clean and maintain, and its cost of installation and maintenance is low. Wide variety of materials can be used for construction such as copper, stainless steel and aluminium, and stirring of the contents and removal of the product is easy. Disadvantages are: in evaporating pan, heat economy is less, hence cost per unit material production is more. It is not suitable for heat sensitive materials due to long time of exposure. The heating area decreases as a product gets more concentrated. As it is open type, vapor passes into the atmosphere, which can lead to saturation of the atmosphere, slowing evaporation as well as causing discomfort. Boiling point of water cannot be reduced since reduced pressure cannot be created in open type evaporator. Next one is the horizontal tube evaporator. In the horizontal tube evaporator, steam is passed through the horizontal tubes which are immersed in a pool of liquid to be evaporated. Heat transfer takes place through the tubes and the liquid outside the tubes get heated. The solvent evaporates and escapes from the top of the evaporator. The concentrated liquid is collected from the bottom. The construction of the horizontal tube evaporator it consists of a large cylindrical body with conical or dome shape average size of the body ranges from 1.8 to 2.4 meter diameter and from 2.4 to 3.6 meters height. Lower part of the body consists of a steam compartment with an inlet for steam at one end and a vent for non-condensed gases on the other end. In the steam compartment, 6 to 8 stainless steel horizontal tubes are placed. Next one is the working of the horizontal tube evaporator. The feed is introduced into the evaporator until the steam compartment is satisfactorily immersed. Steam is introduced into the steam compartment. The horizontal tubes receive heat from the steam and conduct it to the liquid due to temperature gradient. Steam condensate passes to the corresponding outlet. The feed absorb heat and solvent gets evaporated. The vapor then escapes through the outlet placed at the top, and this process is continued until a thick liquid is formed which can be collected from the bottom outlet. Horizontal tube evaporator is the best suited for non-viscous solutions that do not deposit scales or crystals on evaporation, for example cascara extract. Advantages are the cost per square meter of heating surface is usually less in horizontal tube evaporator. Low cost and cheap, easy to install, require less space for installation, and it is suitable for liquids that not crystallize and can be used for batch or continuous operations. And the disadvantages are not suitable for viscous liquids because of poor circulation. Next one is the climbing film evaporator. The climbing film evaporator. In climbing film evaporator, the tubes are heated externally by steam, and preheated feed enters from the bottom and flows up through the heated tubes. The liquid gets heated rapidly due to enhanced overall coefficient of the preheated feed and the liquid near the larger bubbles which travel up in the tubes along with entrapped slug. The liquid films are blown up from the top of the tubes and strikes entrainment separator, that is called as deflector, kept above, and this throws the liquid concentrate down into the lower part from where it is withdrawn. The construction of consist of a vent outlet and condensate outlet. The feed inlet is from the bottom of the steam compartment. The working of the climbing film evaporator. The preheated liquid feed is introduced from the bottom of the unit. The height of the liquid column is maintained low, that is 0.6 or 1.2 meters above the bottom tube sheet. Steam enters into the space outside the tubes through the inlet. heat is transferred to the liquor through the walls of the tubes, and the liquid becomes vapor and forms smaller bubbles, which tend to fuse to larger bubbles. These are of the width of the tubes, thereby the bubbles trap a part of the liquid on its way up in the tubes. As more vapor is formed, the slug of the liquid is blown up in the tubes, facilitating the liquid to spread as a film over the walls. This film of liquid continues to vaporize rapidly. Finally, the mixture of the liquid concentrate and vapor eject at a high velocity from the top of the tubes. The entrainment separator not only prevents entrainment but also acts as a foam breaker. The vapor leaves from the top while concentrate is collected from the bottom. The uses using climbing film evaporator. Thermolabile substances such as insulin, liver extract and vitamins can be concentrated. Clear liquids, foaming liquids and corrosive solutions in large quantities can be operated. Deposit of scales can be removed quickly by increasing the feed rate or reducing the steam rate so that the product is unsaturated for a short time. Advantages are: in a climbing film evaporator, the large area for heat transfer is provided, employing long and narrow tubes. Since liquid flows at a high velocity, the resistance for heat transfer at the boundary layers is reduced. As a result, the heat transfer is enhanced. The time of contact between the liquor and the heating surface is very short. The liquid is in the heater for 1 second, while its residence time is 20 seconds in the evaporator. Hence, it is suitable for heat-sensitive materials. Unlike short tube evaporator, the tubes are not submerged, so there is no elevation of boiling point due to hydrostatic head. It is suitable for foam forming liquids because foam can be broken by an entrainment separator. It requires low hold up and a small floor space. Disadvantages are: climbing film evaporator is expensive, construction is quite complicated, it is difficult to clean and maintain, and the large head space is required. It is not advisable for very viscous liquids, salting liquids and scaling liquids. If feed rate is high, the liquor may be concentrated insufficiently. If feed rate is low, film cannot be maintained. Dry patches may form on the tube walls. Next one is forced circulation evaporator. Forced circulation evaporator. In the forced circulation evaporator, liquid is circulated through the tubes at high pressure by means of a pump. Hence, the boiling does not take place because the boiling point is elevated. Forced circulation of the liquid also creates some form of agitation. When the liquid leaves the tubes and enters the vapor head, pressure falls suddenly. This leads to the flashing of superheated liquor, thus evaporation is affected. The construction of the forced circulation evaporator: in this, the steam jacketed tubes are held between the tube sheets, and the tube measures 0.1 meters inside diameter and 2.5 meters long. The part of the tubes projects into the vapor head, which consists of a deflector. The vapor head is connected to a return pipe which runs downward and enters into the inlet of a pump. Next is a working evaporator. Steam is introduced into the calandria. Pump sends the liquid to the tubes. It gets heated and begins to boil. As a result, the vapor and liquid mixture rushes out of the tubes at a high velocity. These mixtures strike the deflector, which throws the liquid downwards. This results in an effective separation of the liquid and vapor. The vapor enters the cyclone separator and leaves the equipment. The concentrated liquid returns to the pump for further evaporation, and finally the concentrated product is collected. Next is the uses. If the evaporation is conducted under reduced pressure, the forced circulation evaporator is suitable for thermolabile substances. This method is used for the concentration of insulin and liver extracts. It is well suited for crystallization operation where crystals are to be suspended at all times. Advantages are in the forced circulation evaporator, the heat transfer coefficient is high due to rapid liquid movement. Salting, scaling and fouling are not possible due to forced circulation. This evaporator is suitable for thermolabile substances because of rapid evaporation. It is suitable for high viscous preparations because pumping mechanism is used. And the disadvantages are in forced circulation evaporator, the hold up of liquid is high and the equipment is expensive because a power pump is required for circulating the liquid. Next one is a multiple